Like, there's women, chat, who have simp boyfriends, and they'll never leave the boyfriend. For some reason, they love him, but they need Zherka to find them sexy. Still, they just want to. What's it like having a different type of guy like me? Like, it's weird. It's like ego.
They're probably just with their boyfriend for money.
100% is the boyfriend thing. Because they always say, I couldn't talk to you back then. What the does that even mean? Hey, John, I couldn't talk to you back then. That's why I ignored you. What the does that mean? You didn't have a boyfriend. We didn't see it on your socials. What do you mean you couldn't talk to me? You were literally single. You could talk to me.
That means she couldn't talk.
I always thought I'd be the guy that when
She was going through a lot.
I always thought I'd be the guy that when I pop off, I go back and all the girls I couldn't. I blocked all of them, like every single. That's how petty I am, bro. Right? That was up. Play highly. What the fuck? Reina's brand friendly channel, bro. Zherka, when did you become a heretic? It's a good question. Couldn't tell you, bro. All I can tell you is, I don't know about your path, but for my path, I've never lived my deepest myth better than 2025. Like, I'm living my deepest mythology, you know, like the story of who you are. I've never been deeper in the self. And obviously it sounds like I'm flexing, but I'm old. When you're my age, you're gonna get it. You're gonna be like, oh, I get what he meant. Because have you noticed at 23, you could have your shit together and you still feel like something's off? You know what I mean? You could have all your shit together at 24 years old, 20. I didn't have it, but there are people like that and they still feel like something's off. And then around 29, 30, you don't feel like something's off. You know exactly how the day is supposed to go.
What about girls? When are they supposed to have it figured out?
I'm not those guys who pretend to know. I really don't know what girls feel at my age. I know that they get more angry at my age.
Scared to turn 30.
If you're ever scared to turn 30, I've got a cure for you. Find a woman who's 30, 35, 40, 45. Find these types of women that you look up to, and you will never feel that fear. For example, for you, Jessica Alba. Jessica Alba is 50 years old. You know what I mean?
True.
If you focus on Jessica Alba, you're not going to be afraid of becoming that age, right?
She's hot.
That's unreal, bro. Like, some people are so hot, you don't even want to touch it. Like, if I saw Jessica Alba, I'd be like, I don't want to, what the fuck? Like, what is she? What the fuck is she? She's Mexican and white? Yeah, bro, Jessica Alba looks way better at 50 than 20. Google it. I'm telling you.
Isn't she Mrs. Invisible?
Yeah.
From Fantastic Four.
Bro, if you saw her interview 2 years ago, she looks better than when she was young. It's the only human being aging backwards. I want to her when she's invisible, woman. So if someone out there looks through my balcony and sees me, they go, why is he humping the air? You know, I would look like Reina's dog humping. Yeah, Jessica Alba looks unbothered, you know? She looks unbothered. But did you know she's the most traumatized woman in Hollywood? She got kidnapped by her agent and producer at a very young age. No one ever talks about this. And they did some really harmful things to her, which karmically means she becomes a billionaire. She's the only woman who's a billionaire off her own product. Why? Because when something horrific happens, it gets balanced by those billions. It's very strange world, but she's the only woman in Hollywood to get kidnapped, and God knows what those perverts did with her, those Satanists. But she got her life back on track, and she's the only woman to become a billionaire by herself, selling baby products. Which is, that level of magneticism is unreal, but it's fucking
She's a billionaire?
She's an actual billionaire, like, not by her husband.
Like her company.
Yeah. And you know what it is? I don't really think her product's that good. I think people just want to buy from her. Like, even if I saw Pampers diapers and there's a Jessica Alba version, I'd be like, yeah, she deserves my money because she's been through a lot. You know, bro, they literally kidnapped and her however many times, got afraid that they'd get arrested by the cops, threatened her, said they'd leave her alone, and then pushed her back into Hollywood. That is fucked up story, bro. That is a fucked up story. The most beautiful woman on earth, that happened to her. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they didn't do anything, but does anyone believe that? Her dad is part Sephardic Jew. No, if someone has like 25% Jew in them, it really doesn't bother me, you know? It's more like the Weinsteins that bother me. Zherka, did you enjoy last night? Yeah, of course. I love being around Myron in the gang. What the hell? Not gonna lie though, my first instinct was, okay, now I can go do whatever I want and, you know, I'm done. And then I read the comments and I'm like, I can't be done. Like, you know, that's like a lazy man thing. So I'm doing like 4 more things with Fresh and Myron. With both of them now. Not gonna lie though, not to sound like I'm nitpicking, but that was probably the worst cast I've ever seen on shows, period. You know what I mean? That was the worst cast I've ever seen. And that's nobody's fault. I hate when people say it's this guy's fault. It's that you can't. That's a human thing. Like, you know what's funny is if anyone watched Castle Club's behind the scenes, you'd see how cozy those girls were. But when the cameras turned on, whole different story. It was very backwards, yeah. It costs you a couple hours of your days with the bros. Why does it feel like work? No. Streaming is an easy thing, bro. But if you're a Zherka type streamer that has to talk about informative dating advice, the esoteric, and be funny, you cannot be off. And that level of brain, it requires a lot of psychic energy. It looks like I'm just chilling, but it's not. I'll do a good impression of what a streamer is. Yo, chat. I think she liked me, but I just don't know, bro. I just don't know. Like she I feel like she liked me, but I just don't know, bro. I just don't know. Let me know what the W's or L's, chat. W's are just I just don't know. Like you feel what I'm saying? But I just don't know. And dude, that's a very easy way to become a millionaire. Chat will always be engaged with that. They'll always relate to that. They're too stupid to ever disconnect from that. And it's fake. Let's be real. That's the fakest conversation on earth. Because you would never go to a party and say that about a girl you talk to your boys. Humans don't talk like that. No one on earth talks like that. Yeah, it's faking for engagement. And then, have you ever noticed when a streamer, the faking starts turning into their actual whole personality? Fuck was that?
What?
Balloons showed up. What the fuck? Chad, have you ever seen a streamer act fake for 25% of the stream, and then it turns to 30, 35, 40, and then one day you don't even recognize the dude anymore because he's an act throughout the whole stream. Like, you never see the character again. You never see who he ever. Yeah. And you want to shit on them, but if this chat started a stream, you'd understand why they're doing that. It's exhausting to do the other way around, and it's way less sponsorships if you're honest, and you know what I mean? Yeah, no, my favorite type of streams are always girl streams when I watch them, because there's a psychological kind of like zoo culture about it, you know, like you seeing Animal Planet. But I'm not gonna lie, man, this sounds like I'm a hater, I'm not trying to hate, but the YouTubers who came into the streaming world ruined streaming forever. They brought their scripts. We don't want your scripts. We've never been scripted. You guys never get banned because you're scripted. You're not a streamers worry about getting banned. Every streamer since the beginning has always worried about a ban, right? That's been the whole danger part of the fucking content. But the script guys ruined streaming forever, bro. Like, I think DGG is talented, but I don't think I've ever once watched one of his live streams where it's not a script. In my life, it looks like drama class with Mr. Hyde, and we're doing improv. And to me, those drama kids are always the weirdest kids for me. Like, I know they were popular in my school, but to me, they were like the biggest ever, bro. It looks awesome when they do it on a vlog, don't get me wrong.
Anyone that sends a dick for money is
Yeah. I never sent dicks or any of that, but I remember my girlfriend always needing to watch me when we were doing long distance. Like, she had to see it shoot out of me. And so that's like a FaceTime thing. That's not a dick. Very strange, right? I think it's to drain the guy. Yeah, she's smart. What do you think of Bruce Drop Him Off? He was actually my first friend. Him and I were like the first people on the Raj Patel show. And I never really followed his career. I don't know what he popped off for. I know he was funny on the Raj show, but I don't remember what his like claim to fame was. I never kept up. I don't know. Some people say he's real. Some people, I don't know anything about Bruce, bro. All I know is it's a black guy dating an Asian girl. That's all I know. No, he went to the top. Like, Bruce got money, bro. He went to the top. I still remember always. I always knew Bruce would go up. I always knew that. It's funny. Everyone I said would not make it in the Twitch days, none of them made it. None of them. Every girl, guy I said would make it, all made it. It's like you could just see. There's like this energy of hard work and uniqueness. I'm not saying they got to be the ultimate realist guy on. There's just something very unique about this synergy of hard work and uniqueness. Always takes someone to the top in every industry. Jill didn't make it. Well, for a woman, making it is making a lot of money, right? Like, I don't think e-girls made it. What e-girl makes, like, they make a lot of money, but besides Pokemon, there's no, like, what e-girls at the top? I think it's just guys, right? Yeah, for years I was a nobody, but everyone knew me, and every single large channel said, "Do you know how much potential you're sitting on, Zherka?" And my dumbass would be like this, yeah, I could turn it on whenever I want. I just don't want to. And they all said the same thing about me. They're like, that is an ungrateful piece of shit. And they were right. This is why this is why I only talk about gratitude nowadays. Right? It's like a trauma.
Everything happens for a reason.
Yes, true. Zherka, would you rather be Indian or black? Race doesn't matter to me as long as you look good, right? Like, a lot of people think that I have a problem with black guys. If Michael B. Jordan's sitting next to me here, that's great DNA. I like the people who are square with God. They have good DNA. I don't like bad DNA people because they're not square with themselves or God. They got something misaligned. You know what I mean? He's Jack. What do you mean,
I only like attractive black people.
No, attractive people. So if you're Asian attractive, I like it. If you're black attractive, but if you're not representing for your racial background,
Genetics.
Yeah. Like, if I was a Mexican, I would be the most proud Mexican on earth. If I'm an Albanian, I'm the most proud Albanian on earth. If I'm Chinese, I'm the most proud Chinese guy on earth. And I've always been like that. Like, most bouncers didn't tell women they were bouncers because they were ashamed of working that job as a low-level job. I kept telling everyone that's all I am as a bouncer. I was so proud of that job because it's my only identity. And I've started fucking all the hot women in my city. Every single doorman started putting bouncer in their IG thing. They started getting proud. They started getting proud of the job. And I'm like, yo, man, most Chads are fake ass. You were never proud of that job. You acted like it was a janitor job. And it did feel like that because sometimes someone would puke on your leg. It felt very gross sometimes, right? Even if you worked at bougie places, it's just...
How long were you a bouncer for?
Almost 6 years, 5.5. 5 years, yeah.
What club?
Bougie places, ratchet places, and
Did you ever see any celebrities?
yeah, I worked for French Montana for a security detail. And bro, you don't know how fucking weird it is to have the bitches hovering around me when he's got the whole fucking booth lit and he's high as fuck on Molly. He's like, he does a lot of drugs. And he would just stare at me like, that minimum wage guy is, keeping all the girls in that corner of the club. Like, it was the fucking biggest fuck you to these celebrities, right? And I had a chip on my shoulder. I'm like, these rich guys gotta have their women fucked by the broke guy. They had to, right? They had to. Yeah, I worked for a bunch of rappers and they always liked me because I never ever talked to them. I never talked to them. I didn't give a fuck. I'm here to do the job. And
you treat them like normal people.
Yeah, or I'd clown them like I clowned the plug talk guy. Who's that plug talk guy? I clowned that guy when I met him and they get really embarrassed, rappers, and they want to go home. So, because they hate being clowned on by someone who's working minimum wage, right? But I've never respected rappers. I just cannot respect someone who's a rapper. It's just like, it's kind of like a childish job to me. It's like, what? You're a rapper?
Well, they make music. It's art.
No. The art is awesome. I've always been a fan. But when you're friends with them, you realize that every second sentence that comes out of their mouth makes you get goosebumps.
It's kind of like that saying, don't meet your idols.
No, it gives you goosebumps. If you meet a rock band guy, you don't cringe. If you meet someone who does like folk music, you don't cringe. Rappers, when you talk to them, every second sentence makes you get goosebumps. Like, why is he trying so hard to look cool? Isn't being a rapper cool enough? Like, why are you trying? Like, the coolest thing is when a rapper is happy to be a rapper. not when they're pretending that they got something else going on for them. That's why Kanye is always my favorite, because he said, fuck no, I'm not just a rapper, and he turned into something else that, like, what would you say? Kanye's not a rapper, and he's not an auto-tune singer, but he's his own thing, he's his own monopoly. Like, if you ever want to ask yourself how successful Kanye is, Kanye's competition for the billboards was Eminem. And Kanye beat Eminem consistently over, like, when Eminem was good. You know how fucking, no one realizes that, everyone goes, Kanye never had competition because you can't think of someone. Go look at who he was charting with. It was Eminem. And he just fucking destroyed him. And Eminem is like the top selling, Eminem made like fucking $1 billion. Like, how the fuck did Kanye do that? It's super impressive, right?
Yeah, but Drake is bigger than both of them.
I will never in my life think Drake music is better than Kanye.
But
Ever.
it doesn't matter what you think. I'm talking about statistics. There's a video that proves this. Drake has stayed on top. Drake was bigger than Michael Jackson.
In 100 years, nobody's gonna talk about Drake, and they're still gonna talk about Kanye. I really believe that.
That's not true.
Are you crazy? You really think that 905, shall we want, look alive, look alive? Bro, it's about being an icon. It's not about good music. What the hell? In 100 years, Drake will be forgotten, 100%. Kanye will never be forgotten, ever. Not Kanye, not Ye, no version of Kanye will ever. Donda, none of his albums will be forgotten. Not even Vultures, bro. Nothing, bro. Like, here's a good way you could tell someone's an icon. People cry to Kanye music. People tear up. People have memories. No human being has memories of Drake music. No one's cried.
That's not true.
You've cried to a Drake song that it's reminded you of something? Like what? You're just kind of dancing, right? Like a Kanye song can actually make you want to burst out crying alone in your room at 30 years old. Right?
Drake is better.
Drake cannot move me emotionally at all because he's pretending to be tough, but Kanye is actually bleeding. He's bleeding for us. You know what I mean? Now, let's be real. If you want to get a party started, Drake is the best ever. But if you ever get remembered for party music, dude, you're as good as being remembered. Like Future changed music, but is he really gonna be remembered in 100 years? Drug music is gonna be remembered. Come on, bro. This is a cloud. We go through drug phases. Like, come on, man. I love Future, but actually, I don't know. I've done a lot of drugs. I don't know what he's like sober. You know, like. But Kanye, you can listen to Kanye sober. Jay-Z is someone who has like.
Drake is bigger than Michael Jackson.
Drake is bigger than Michael Jackson? I don't know if that's true. That means our grandparents would know who Drake is. A lot of grandparents don't know who Drake is. Everyone knows Michael Jackson.
I'm saying statistic-wise, like how many streams.
Well, he's alive. He's alive, that's why. If Michael Jackson's alive, Drake would be paying him for a feature. What the hell? Like, you play Drake in the car and your parents go, oh, this is Drake?
You want a little candy?
No. But you play Michael Jackson in a car and your parents know what's up. I'm not even an MJ fan. I'm just talking about aura, right? Yeah, if we're talking about who sold more, I don't really know that shit. But if we're talking about who can move your heart, that's a good way to measure it, right?
And that's opinion based.
Is it?
Yeah. How can you measure people's hearts?
You can put a thermostatus thing here and play
No.
play Homecoming by Kanye, and then play any Drake song and see how the human responds to each track. Another thing why I can never get on board with the Drake thing is I've never been the guy who can listen to a song about heartbreak because I get really cringed out. Like, she broke my heart. I've never in my life ever listened to a song about heartbreak. Like, if I listen to that, it's going to be Lana Del Rey, right? I think she'll be remembered in 1,000 years. I think she's like the highest talent we've seen in a long time. And it's not like I listen to her every day. I'm just saying if I'm walking down the streets, I hear the song, I go, damn, that bitch is fucking, she's angelically charged. Like, she's aligned with spirit. And you know, Steiner talks about all music that's good and moves you is from the spirit realm, right? There's a higher astral, lower astral, higher vibration, lower. And who can channel
Do you
more?
believe in spirits?
They're proven, yeah, 100.
Ghosts?
Yeah, well, yeah, 100%.
Then you believe in aliens?
No, not aliens.
They are aliens, Zherka.
Aliens is the.
What do you call anything that doesn't belong on Earth and isn't from our dimension?
They're spirits, either angelic.
They're aliens.
It's either angelic hierarchy, demons, or shells of desire.
They're
Shells
aliens.
of desire, yeah. No. Demons are not aliens. Aliens are demons.
What?
Yeah, it's the other way around.
Same thing.
Like, I'm sorry, the Greys, that shit's stupid. Like, what the fuck? Like, I'd only ever watch an alien documentary when I'm trying to fuck someone. You know what I mean? Just put E.T. on and shit, like, put, like, the Greys or whatever the fuck. Well, evolution is not real. Darwinian evolution is really debunked. Look into anthroposophical evolution. Anthroposophy. Look into that. That evolution is.
Just make that word up.
No, anthroposophy, the study of man, or the knowledge of how man became. Look into evolution through the esoteric lens. You're going to be shocked at how much the world makes sense to you. Your life will change, and it's biblically aligned. Yeah. So evolution will say ape turned into man. And the esoteric Christian mystics say it's the other way around. Right? They say that animals came down here as like a spin-off of, like, if you ever ask yourself what is an animal, all animals you see in the world are your animalistic desires. Your mind manifests them into matter. That's why in the Bible it says man has dominion over all of them. Adam has to name them. By name, generated like this. And I don't mean generated as in creation. I'm talking about everything's already created, right? And now the the good thoughts you have are more like butterflies. There's butterflies in the world. You could have some very vengeful thoughts that are Komodo dragons, right? But every single second you're breathing on Earth, you are generating more animal desires, and they're literally shown in the world. This is why humans love dogs. You don't love your dog because he's your dog. You love him because he came from you. He's a piece of you. It only makes sense if you really read about this stuff, though. It's impossible to explain. I really think everyone who's ever tried to explain it ends up looking crazy. But
you said animals are bad souls.
That can be true. That is true, but they, like Reina, have you ever had thoughts of freedom?
No.
Where are those thoughts? Where can you see them in the world? Are they invisible? No. Look at eagles. When you see an eagle, every thought Reina has, that feeling of, I feel free today, is an eagle on earth flying. That's why when she sees the eagle, Reina goes, oh wow, that captured me. It didn't capture you, it is you. All is mine. Have you ever felt a strong connection to a tiger? You have tiger in you, bro. Have you ever felt a strong connection to an elephant? You have elephant traits in you. This is why a lot of people bond with a certain animal to the death. Like those women who bond with a cheetah and they volunteer. Have you seen those people? They volunteer with the fucking cheetah all day. Like they offer up.
What are you talking about, cheetah?
There's women who volunteer 8 hours a day to clean poop from a zoo. From a zoo. You know those women that volunteer to work at certain animal sanctuaries? Just because they want 2 hours with the cheetah that they're in love with? You know, like horse women. You know horse girls? There's cheetah girls, there's tiger. Everyone has their own thing.
Horse girls are kind of weird.
Yeah. But what that cheetah is to the woman who's obsessed, she needs to move to a country where she can own a cheetah. She's obsessed with this idea of owning an exotic pet, is because that freedom of exploding, running fast, and just the world can't catch up to you, is a suppressed desire that has to be felt by her, and she can't bring herself to do it in the world, so she wants to get close to it physically. That's why she follows that cheetah around. She cleans its shit and all of that. And yeah, when you start seeing the world like this, you'll never be bored in public again. You'll always see a seagull and go, whoa, that's trippy. What Zherka said is really trippy, right? For me, it's always been the tiger. When people say, what are your dreams like? 90% of my most mystical dreams have always involved a tiger. And it's not my pet, it's trying to kill me, but it is me. And I'm super infatuated with this tiger. And it's usually chained up. And it's usually close enough to killing me. But my fear of the tiger doesn't make me actually walk away from it, because my arousal is stronger. There's something, not to fuck the tiger, I'm not saying that. I'm saying to be close to it, to absorb its essence, to be a tiger. There's people who get so obsessed with this, like the Tiger King, that they wear the tiger fur. They really are lacking the spirit of the tiger, so they do everything. They try and wear crocodile boots, or, they get into this stuff. And if you've ever dated like an animal woman, you'll start seeing her flaws and what she seriously has lacked since childhood, right? Like, have you ever met a girl who has snake pets? Yeah.
Snake pets?
Exotic pets, weird pets.
Like the reptile girls.
Like, if a woman owns a spider, a pet spider, it means her whole life she felt like everyone thought she was weird, misunderstood, hated, alone, and so she gets a spider and stares at it all day because she relates to that spider. That feeling of like, nobody wants me. Does that make sense? That Frenchie you have is you. It's something about you that you need to see every day. Maybe it's like the baby inside of Reina. Reina wants to take care of her younger baby self, and she does it through a dog. So it's not a bad thing. You know, everyone does it somehow. I think I do it in the...
It's good karma for me.
Absolutely. When you show an animal love or feed it, it's the first time its group soul, they have group souls, has more ego consciousness. It starts turning into a more I. Like the dog, you're giving the dog an identity like Adam in the garden when he names the animal. If you help animals, you're helping them on their evolution upwards. Super good karma. Insanely good karma. It's retarded good karma. It's...
Then why don't you have pets?
Reina, I don't think you've noticed, but I've never used something external because I'm missing something inside. I've never said I'm gonna buy a tiger coat because I don't feel like a tiger. No, if I don't feel it, if I want that, I do tiger shit till I destroy and kill myself. I've never been the guy who tries to look for it in the real world. I'll bring it out of me if I have to in every single way with any single drug. I don't care how destructive it is, it has to come out of me. Because I never want to be like you people who sublimate it with a pet and no way. Hell no. If I want to take care of younger Zherka, I do it the right way. I don't get a fucking dog and pretend the dog is my younger self. The fuck? And I have a cat. I have a cat. My cat is more beautiful than your dog, Reina.
Or you would get a girl pregnant and have a baby.
Please knock on wood. Why are you talking like that, Reina? What a turnoff.
That's a me to you.
Reina, I don't think people notice I do have a softer side to me. I have a very loving side to me. And that gets exploited if I have a child. You know that, right? Like, why are we pretending being soft is always a good thing? It's not. The Bible teaches us to be justice and mercy, not just one. Why can't I remember my dreams? I don't smoke weed, by the way. Listen to me very carefully. If you're serious about remembering your dreams, I can fix you in less than 3 days. Enter a non-thinking meditation session for 15 to 20 minutes every morning on an empty stomach. Within 3 days, you're gonna come back to my chat like thousands of others and you're gonna say, what the fuck did I just dream, Zherka? I remember all of it.
That's tricky though, because people can't even sit 5 minutes into meditation.
Well, think of it like this, Reina. When you're sleeping, you're not thinking. And you do that for 8 hours. All you have to do is 15 minutes and it carries on into your sleep.
People struggle doing that.
I think you could...
no phone.
Oh no, it's if you cannot meditate for 15 minutes, you're gonna have a very anxious life. Sports players, when they play sports, they don't realize it, but when they're getting in the zone, that is a form of meditation. 100%. Whether active or passive, there are certain meditative states that you have to enter to be healthy. I still think the best one is to have a spiritual practice in the morning. That way your life can never be meaningless. It can never, because the only thing you're looking for is the next image in your dream. But a lot of people are not ready to face their dreams. You know, a lot of people, right? That's why my best students are like 28. They're not... The guys at 21 have a lot of trouble with it because, you know, they want more experience in the world before they go inward. Yeah, nobody realized.
You should go inward first.
You can't get a young person to meditate. It's actually really, really hard. Like, I want to say I did it at 18. I never did it at 18. What? No. At 18, that shit was... Zherka, why do we have dreams? Dreams are either memories that are, you're having a memory of something in a transformed way. So maybe something bad happened to you, and in the dream, you're having that memory, but what should have happened. So it's giving you that resolve of, hey, in the spirit.
I don't think that's
what do you mean?
The right advice. That could be your subconscious working, coming from a place of fear, and like it's trying to protect you and to replay a scenario that went a way that you didn't like.
Right.
So in your dream, you're going to think it went the other way, and you're telling people that that's real.
No, the strongest minds go back to a trauma, relive it, but not how it happened, how they wanted it to happen. That fixes a man within a second, stronger than any psychedelic on earth. It's like a switch. Every cell in your body is fired up, and you are completely free of that trauma. Takes years for a lot of those. Like, remember, micro traumas take years, let alone big ones. And you're on earth to transform everything you're holding on to and freeing yourself of all of it. You have a lot of time to do it too. A lot of people do it with teamwork, like marriage and family, right? And then the deeper minds, when they get married and have kids, they still feel off. These people need to meditate. They need to go in. Like, if your mind is asking for more, you gotta go in, man. Because Reina, you know you're on earth to find out who the fuck is Reina? You have 100 years of the same question, and you're gonna keep staying with your friends to, what do my friends think of me? You're gonna keep doing your job. What are my coworkers thinking? You're gonna look everywhere in the world to find out who is Reina, and you're gonna come up short and cry. You're gonna cry and cry and cry and call me and Zherka, kiss me while I'm crying. I can't help you. No one can help you. You have to answer who is Reina by yourself.
I think prayer is important.
Yes.
Meditation.
Meditation is strong. Prayer is the strongest, and the only difference is meditation is a non-thinking state that can turn active after. It comes with an image, and it turns into mechanical. I get that. Prayer is a meditation where you only focus on love, gratitude, and healing earth and everyone you've come in contact with, especially your enemies. But the focus is on God, right? So some people who can't focus on God, I say focus on love. You will align fast as hell, because it's this, God and love is the same word. People just pervert shit, but it's the same word. And love is not what you think. It's not this kissing stuff. It's not having kids. There's a higher component to love that is just you and your creator. And you're going to realize you don't even exist. It's just the creator. And you're going to be filled with the Holy Spirit. Filled. And yeah. Yeah, you get what I'm saying. I did request, yeah. I'm not here to talk about that, though. Stop with the flat earth stuff. There's 1 billion channels on it. Zherka, if you could pass one law, what would it be? Oh, if I could pass one law, like globally, like a superpower, the first law I'd pass, I would increase taxes by 90% on every single person, or lifetime prison, and I'll decrease that tax to 5% when every single homeless person is doing better and the whole community has to quit what they're doing for at least 2 hours of their day and contribute. So I'll punish everyone. Once we bring the bottom up, you don't know how hard the middle class and the upper class are going to be rejuvenated for their careers, for their monopolies and their businesses, and they are going to move like superstars when the soul of the community is reflected in the individual, and the homeless man is the individual. That he is you still. I know you feel a huge disconnect with him, but the greatest leaders in history grabbed up all the scum, squeezed it to the fucking top, worked hard at it, and everyone karmically benefits from this. But so long as you have a society that some people are doing good, some people better, some people awesome, and then there's this level of despair unheard of, worse than hell, this homeless...
But not every homeless person wants help, though. If they did, that problem would have been solved a long time ago. A lot of them are fucking psycho from the fucking head.
I don't believe that at all. I don't think humans are... I don't think there's a psycho. I don't believe that at all.
Yeah, it's called losing your mind because you did too many drugs.
Yeah, but you can't give up on those people, right? Because, check this out. Reina has a traumatic experience. She doesn't do drugs. She has a traumatic experience, and her mind shatters like a homeless person. And Reina starts acting just like a homeless person because of this one trauma. Zherka on the chat, leave Reina on the streets to act like a crazy lady. Isn't that the most cruel shit you can do? We have millions of dollars. We have so much in the world. We have billions. We have everything. And no one wants to address the scum class. The scumbag class? And I really think a scumbag can never heal until he's shown companionship. When has a scumbag ever healed? You know what I mean? A scumbag has never come to their senses on their own. Has that ever happened? It's always from compassion. Like someone does something for them and it moves them, right? So yeah, I feel like if you solve the homeless thing, every neighborhood will look better. Black people will look, they'll be less angry. The Jews will be less greedy. Everything will turn. Like, for example, a very corrupt place is somewhere like Thailand, and these places get bad hurricanes and bad earthquakes because of how much karmic problems they have, right? It's a bunch of corruption.
Lady boys.
If your country gets hit by a tsunami, there's serious underlying corruption in your country. Okay? If all is mind, the mind is fucked up at one part of the world, it's going to keep having problems. That's why they're always stuck. These nations are always stuck. That's why Americans are the best on earth. They move to the top, right? I'm telling you, look at corrupt nations, you're going to see a lot of earthquakes.
Thailand has the most lady boys. How do you feel about lady boys?
Yeah, they're
fucked. But
hey, bro,
they're homeless and you want to help them.
You know why I kind of do feel bad for people? They're not wrong. When someone says, I'm a man but I feel like a woman, you are correct. Your etheric body is female. My etheric body is female. Reina's etheric body is male. Yes, we study conscious sexual psychology. Study the anima. They are correct that they feel something that's real, spiritual. I get it, but they're going about it very wrong because they're not addressing it in spirit. They're doing it in matter where they chop their flesh off. It's extremely demonic, right? But if they focused on spirit, they would address the whole issue and meet themselves in the middle. A lot of them would just be tomboys. They wouldn't be transgender. If you've ever wondered, what do I mean by there's an etheric body that's female? When you have a crush on a woman, you don't have a crush on her. She's reminding you of your etheric body that holds memories. That's what she's doing. She's matching that mold of the anima. That's why you're infatuated and struck by Cupid. Yeah, right? So if you read Jung, it highly aligns with Steiner, like, but they use different terminology.
Does my iPad need to be charged?
Like, Chad, if you wonder what Reina's etheric body's like, she has a man as inside of her etheric body, right? And outside, actually, but everywhere. Because it's not just the ether, it's, right? It's spread like that. If you ever wonder what do you mean by Reina has a man energy inside her,
Just in case the iPad.
do you see how she hustles for money and shits she wants? That's the man inside of Reina. And she's benefiting from that man inside of her, actually. Right?
It sounds so wrong, a man inside of me.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. Thoughts on AI? I think Steiner said it best. He said humans are going to spend every ounce of their energy trying to create things that will never be as good as stuff they can find in nature. And eventually they're just going to give up and go back to nature, which means go back to God. And he's 100% right about that. 100% right about that. Like, we're building an AI God because we're disconnected from spirit. And that has to run its course. It is harmonic, it is satanic, but it has to run its course. And, you know, humans are very stupid, right? I only have like 3 apps on my phone. I'm not like you guys who have an app for everything. I'm not that robotic, right? So be careful with that. It doesn't mean you can't use this stuff, but I love AI too. You know, it makes the world faster, yeah. It's just AI is the leading cause of despair in the future. It's going to be the new God for sure. There's actually a lot of people who talk about AI solving everything like it is God. Are you around friends like that? Like, I got friends and family like that. Yeah. Like, if you ever want to see the difference from AI and a strong Christian, is the Christian will sacrifice himself for the greater good and family and everything, and AI will never be capable of that. Ever. Ever. You can program it, but no, she doesn't remind me of Jill. Do you guys remember how much? I don't think I've ever argued with Reina. Like, it's totally different people. Like, I've never seen that comparison ever. Zherka, do you think a lot of incels will have girlfriends soon? I don't predict shit like that. I'm a little black-pilled on a lot of things like that, but that's why I'm on Earth. Like, that's the only reason I do girl content, is if I can uplift one incel, it does a lot for my inner child, who was way worse of an incel than you guys. Like, I was the guild leader. You guys are not gamers. You guys are droners. You played Fortnite. I was a gamer who ran guilds. Like, I was very isolated. Like, that's my whole mission on Earth. I have multiple missions, but you have to play with the cards you're dealt with. And if you're good with video games, it's one thing. if you're good with women, it's one thing, but you have to uplift people with your skill set, and you have to financially benefit from it so you can reach more people. You can't do it for free for years. I don't know why I did that for free. Like, I hate services that are free. I love paying for shit if it's quality, right? So, yeah, it was just, thank God for Yassine. He just one day said to me, enough! And I'm like, what the fuck? Why is he yelling at me? He said, enough with this dating advice for free. I'm like, well, I mean, and he's like, enough. And he just set up a camera and he's like, there you go, and changed my life, bro. It was the greatest fucking homie move. I've never met a better homie in my life that just pretty much said, Zherka, you never have to stream again. You have your own business. This is how you run shit. And yeah, that guy saved my ass, bro. Saved my life. Because streaming can make you enter psychology. Like, how awesome am I as a streamer right now? Because I don't have to stream. I have my own business, right? I have like a grown-up job at least, right? When you have to do something, it gets weird. But I've always been that kind of guy that when you put all your... Like, I know I'm worried if someone damages their life with this, but from my anecdotal experience on Earth, putting all your eggs in one basket is the best way to live. But eventually you grow out of that system, you know? Eventually, like you grow, when you're older, it turns to a few other baskets. But 20 to 30, you can go fucking hard on one thing, bro. You can fucking crush, you know? People take you serious because you have a look to you, that's it. I've never heard that before. Like, I have a look that makes me sound like I know what I'm talking about. I don't think it's that. I genuinely think I'm the only streamer who, when people take me serious, it's not because of appearance, it's because of the stuff coming out of my, you know, that I genuinely think I'm an information channel. I don't think I'm an appearance channel at all, like zero. Like if, for example, I get the same views if I turn the camera off. Good looking people don't have that. If I just leave it on audio mode, I get the same views. So, and even more because I don't get distracted. Have you seen my no camera streams? The ones I do on my website are unreal levels of content. And I always say that about my content if I listen to an 8-hour Zherka. You know how hard it is to listen to yourself for 8 hours? I'll do an 8-hour one and I'll listen to 8 hours. If I love the content, I know it's fucking hard hitting, right? That makes me a bad businessman too. If you're always knocking it out of the park, you're not gonna go live as much, you know?
Let me know if you want to do monkey.
It's your stream, do whatever you want. What the hell?
Well, what do you want to do?
Check-
They're here for you.
No, it's your stream, whatever you want to do. I kind of like that I'm not looking at people, I'm not gonna lie. This is chill.
Are you sleepy?
No, you should sleep though, and I keep going. Are you the type that can sleep when I'm like shouting and shit?
I'm probably gonna smoke another joint.
Oh, you're a stoner? I've never seen you smoke. What the fuck? Okay.
It's just Chat wants to see monkey.
Chad, you guys want to do monkey? Low power mode. What the fuck? 10% battery on the iPad.
I gave you the charger.
When? What the oh my god, she's actually... Reina is nothing like me, bro.
I was on top
She's
of it.
prepared.
And that's stone. So, okay, next to the computer, left of the, you're gonna see the outlet. No, my computer.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Bro, Reina's on top of shit, bro. Cause... Okay, but what's your password, Reina?
Ugh.
It's an iPad, what the fuck?
Let me go.
You're not gonna tell us your iPad password?
No.
The fuck? Why does this feel so much worse to touch Reina? Because it's in her own house. It feels really wrong. Like when we're at other places, it's so different. But right now, it feels really disrespectful if I just grab Reina's. Wait, can I grab your? No. Some content shit. Like on some content. One in the chat.
One in the chat.
You know, that would suck because you can never enjoy grabbing. If there's a camera and stream, there's streamers who enjoy it. I'm not the kind of guy. It's so hard. Yeah, Reina, no, you know, I'm not going to grab them, but you're going to place them here. Like under boob. What the fuck? Chad, I want to experience that with you guys. Can we tickle them? I want to experience that with you guys. Right? That's my favorite thing in the world. Is if I'm getting sexually charged. No, when I'm getting a little sexually charged and I explain what I'm feeling to chat. I feel like it's a very relatable thing. Like, Reina's boobs are like a sandbag, chat. You know, like one of those on some, like, The Boys type of stream, right? Doesn't Reina's boob remind you of the kind of boob you suck on to the point where it doesn't even feel good for her anymore? It hurts her? Have you ever had a guy do that? Where they like lose kind of control and you're like, yo, chill the fuck out. You're kind of getting lost in the tits, bro.
Oh, like, I think it's guys that have...
Like, have you ever said... Yeah, no.
Breastfed.
What the? I'm not talking about breastfeeding. I'm talking about for a few seconds, their arousal reaches a limit to where you're like, yo, easy, bro. You're hurting my tit. Because when I'm breastfeeding, you know what I'm saying, Chad? Like, Chad, have you ever lost a bit of control sucking on, and then you go, oh, damn, I forgot she's human. I'm treating her like legit, like food. You know what I mean? It's kind of like when you're banging them, and you know, you're like holding your wrist, and you kind of lose control to where you're, I don't know if you, I guess the average guy can, if I lose a bit of control, I hear breaking, it turns into so much pain. I have to be really careful, but you guys can't do that. Why the fuck your iPad keep turning off? What the fuck? Just give me the password, you can change it later.
No. I'm going.
It's gonna do it again. You have to fix this issue. Okay, Reina, now we have to just... Please, sir.
Did you do
I
this
need
on
some
purpose?
more. Let's see them.
I mean, let's. Be quiet.
You don't know how long we'll have.
Don't touch the iPad.
Nobody touched it. It's gonna turn off though, I guarantee you.
No.
It's on a power saving mode, that's why.
No, it's not.
Wait here 5 seconds, see if it turns. She looks good in home clothes, damn. Dude, this pants make you look like you got ass.
I'm dizzy.
She looks good, yeah. She looks good in banana cream colored pants. Listen, I'm not gonna lie, Chad. I've never in a million years thought Reina is my most responsible streamer friend. Like, what the fuck's going on?
Guys, it's getting daytime. Do you see the clock?
What the I gotta go. What time is it?
No, it's okay.
I was supposed to be somewhere.
Oh, really?
Kind of, but when did we start? What the fuck?
We're doing good. Oh, wait.
Oh, I hate that feeling.
You hold viewers good.
Oh, I
need it
hate
too,
that
but I'm
feeling.
not upset because I'm home.
Right. Why does it keep darkening? Chad, how long did I do today? No, we'll do another one tomorrow if we have Reina. Like, this is God, I hated that hotel stream.
Why?
Like, we did every topic you're supposed to do with bad audio and we looked like weirdos.